Hey, nice running into you here in the kitchen at midnight looking for a snack, Billy.
Honey, I am the snack. The scariest research that is going on right now is not what's happening in the animal core. What's happening in the animal core is just not nice and hard to look at. But the scariest thing that's going on is the VRET, the virtual reality experience therapy.
Is that the artificial intelligence that, what's his name, the big math guy that's in the chair and can't talk? What's his name?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
He said we should be so afraid of artificial intelligence. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. There was this unholy alliance between, get these three partners, imagine waking up in bed with these people. USC, the RAND Corporation,
Oh, no.
the Department of Defense,
Oh, no.
and Paramount. Okay? Can you imagine the foursome from hell?
Didn't you become a woman?
Well, no, because you can't make a woman out of a man, and you know that, honey, and I know that.
I sometimes wonder. I think you can.
No, you can't. What you can do,
Sometimes I think
you can make a man look like a woman. I spent 20 years self-presenting as a female. And my driver's license said female, my passport said female. I used the women's bathrooms. I used the women's locker room at the Westwood Pool. I even ran into my husband's aunt in that locker room. Honey, that was a dicey situation. Although it's funny because in women's locker rooms, they're much different than in men's.
Like, what's the big difference?
Well, women don't look at each other. You know, women are not in there comparing. Like, you go in the locker room, women are not in there going, look at these titties, look at this, I can pound a nail with this, you know? Women don't do that. You know, women are in there doing their stuff, they go in the shower, blah, 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 blah. You know, I mean, occasionally there's a sapphic woman who sits on the bench with her legs spread open. But in the men's locker room, it's all about the guys with the big wee-wee strutting around, the other guys being intimidated. It's very...
You heard about my recipe for world peace. I bet you haven't heard.
No, I haven't.
It's a mandatory penile reduction surgery so that every penis is exactly of uniform size and not 1 inch shorter and not 1 inch longer.
You are fucking crazy. We can't have that. No, don't do that. No, there's got to be that little dopamine rush when you pull down the zipper to see what you get, whether it's Christmas or Labor Day.
What's the big friggin' difference in the two worlds, or you know what I mean, the two spheres?
All right, then you have to let me tell the story. I'll go quick, okay?
No, don't go quick. I'm just listening
how many times
now.
have I heard that? What happened was, you know, I had a career as a greeting card model, and so I was always self-presenting as a female, doing all these different characters. And so one time I was coming home from a shoot, I got pulled over by the police. They looked and saw the mail on my driver's license. They took me out of the car, they beat me up, they took me to the jail, and they left me handcuffed and put me in a cell with a decompensating crack addict and told him that I was an ape and I was gonna try to eat him. And so for an entire night, I had to fight him off with my feet because he was freaking out. And that was amusement for the police because they are not well. And some of them, not all of them, but some of them are not in these particular ones. So then afterwards, I went to the city to try to sue the police, and they were like, you know, you're not gonna win, you just, you know, you need to find a way to deal with it. So I went to Cedars, I figured it out, and I thought, well, you know what? If you're gonna have sex change, the rule is you have to live in your desired gender for a minimum of 2 years, but there's no maximum. So then, so you have to get all your ID and everything changed so they make sure.
It takes 7 years to line up your ID. I know that because, you know what? Here's my sad story. When I kept on getting remarried and changing my name, I didn't have the same name on my license, my passport, or none of my social security. It took 7 years for me to line all that up.
Honey, try getting that F changed back to M and see what you get.
I can only imagine.
This woman said to me at the DMV, she said, who do you think you are? The wind? You don't blow up in here one day. I'm tired of being a man. I want to be a girl. Woo! And then now you're tired of being a girl and you blow back up in here. You want to be a man again? Honey, I'm over this. We ain't got no form for this. Next! You know, and it's just like, but it's very hard. I still haven't gotten all my stuff done. But anyway, I had everything changed. And so I started totally self-presenting as female.
Yeah.
And it was much easier because then you get pulled over by the cops and it's a much different option. And instead of like, oh, please, sir, don't beat me up, it's like, moo moo, cowboy. And so, you know, and it's a whole different world. And what I learned, and that's...
Wait. You are, I'm making the mental adjustment to hear what I just heard.
What?
I'm making the mental
She's
adjustment.
never heard it's easier as a woman before.
I never have heard that.
Well, it depends on who the woman is and who the man is.
Yeah.
And here's the situation. If you're a large black man, you're gonna steal our women, steal and eat our food, and maybe when you're done, you'll come back for us. If you're a large black woman, you're gonna make me pancakes and be great in bed, you know? So it's a much different negotiation